Today we have a very exciting topic. We're going to be talking about how to create an entrepreneurial mindset. You know, people ask me all the time, Dr. Amy, I'm thinking about going into business or becoming an entrepreneur. What are some of the things that I have to do? So if you have thought about breaking out on your own and doing your own thing, then you want to tune in today, because it's about whatever it is you want to do. If you want to offer consulting services, computer services, expert advice on a particular topic, or just go into network marketing, it's all about creating the mindset first to become a successful entrepreneur. Now, you know, the quickest way to build wealth is to start some type of business or entrepreneurial endeavor. Even if you are working on a full-time job right now, you can still become an entrepreneur. You can start anytime you want from wherever you are. Whatever you're doing right now, even if you're still cash poor, you can still start your entrepreneurial endeavor right now. You know, it's been said that people willing to take the risk of starting their own entrepreneurial endeavor and the responsibility of employing at least 4 employees is an authentic entrepreneur. So that was always my goal, to employ at least 4 people. Now, the entrepreneur's mindset is simply a way of thinking that says certain things like, you don't particularly like the 9-to-5 grind of working for someone else or being told what to do. Instead, you like creating new things and meeting new people and living life on your own terms. And also it says that you want more from life than just the average person, and you're willing to take the risk and stay focused on your goals and do whatever you need to do until those goals are achieved, so you can later on reap the benefits in the future. It also says that you want to grow your ideas into a successful business by creating products or services that will help other people. That's what entrepreneurs do. And believe it or not, there is no better time than right now to start thinking about starting an entrepreneurial endeavor. There's a lot to be said for entrepreneurs in today's society. There are so many people striking out on their own to create success for themselves. You just need to start with an idea and a strong desire, and the first and most important steps are to create the right mindset. And once you develop that entrepreneurial mindset, then you have to sit down and develop a plan for the future. You know, I always say you have to expect the unexpected when you are an entrepreneur, because the road to entrepreneurial success is rarely paved. To travel down the road to entrepreneurship, you need to play it smart by avoiding distractions and obstacles, and instead concentrating all of your focus and attention on maximizing your learning. So how do you know whether you can actually be a successful entrepreneur? That's what a lot of people ask me. How do I know if I can be a successful entrepreneur if I'm better off as a salaried employee? Now, I always tell them it boils down to this: having that strong desire that's deep down within you. You have to have that burning desire. Now, there's a lot of studies that shown that successful entrepreneurs actually share certain characteristics, and you might want to spend the time to absorb these characteristics so you can make the right changes in your life. But I can tell you from experience, it takes persistence and it takes a determined mindset, okay? You have to be persistent. It also requires courage and foresight to actually decide to become an entrepreneur and actually make the move from the relatively safe cocoon of the corporate world where paychecks arrive every 2 weeks. So you have to think about that. Now let's look at some of the successful entrepreneurs of our time. And when I read these bio of these people, it keeps me keeps me motivated. For example, you have people like Bill Gates. He is consistently in the top 10, and as a result, he is one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world. He's currently said to be worth, what, over $56 million? You know, and he also gives a lot to charities and I mean, just massive donations to various nonprofits, as well as the development of numerous foundations. So Bill Gates is someone we can look at. Now, another entrepreneur that I absolutely adore and study is Richard Branson. Now, he started Virgin Group, and he is one of the person that I learned about handling adversity and overcoming your weaknesses. Now, Richard Branson, one of the things that's important to know about him, in his early years, he discovered that he had dyslexia. He was dyslexic, but he did not let that stop him from becoming a successful entrepreneur. And as we know, he is today, Branson is listed as one of the billionaires too, and I think he's worth something like approximately $4.2 billion. So he did not let his shortcoming and his obstacles stop him. Branson says that his interest in life comes from setting huge challenges for himself and then trying to rise above those challenges. But he also said that he's never afraid to fail. Isn't that important? He's never afraid to fail, because failure is nothing more than another way for us to learn. I always keep that in mind when things aren't going as well. So we want to never let failure stop us. Now, and also when failure comes up, I want you to think about billionaire Branson and how he actually got over his obstacles in life. So Richard Branson always says there's no way that you can create a lot of successful businesses and not have failures on the way. If you're afraid of failure, you're not going to create anything. So it's okay to fail every now and then, because you know if you keep going, you are going to hit that jackpot is what I should say. So here are a few of the most important things we can learn from Richard Branson. Number one, we have to dream big. And failure is nothing more than another way to learn. Also, Branson is big on saying, follow your heart and live life as an adventure. That's something that's very important. So what I would ask you to do is to consider adopting a few of these same philosophies as I did and start to create the mindset of a successful and wealthy entrepreneur. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about before we go even further, one of the other person that actually resonates in my mind is the guy his name is Jeff, who actually discovered Amazon. Now, this guy actually graduated from Princeton, an Ivy League school, with 2 degrees, and he was actually working in his garage selling books, okay? And then he's kept working and working and working at his goals, and he actually launched Amazon in, I think, 1997 or in the 90s. So Amazon is a very successful company. He started selling books in his garage. So he kept at it. He followed his plan and kept at it. And he's also another billionaire. So this is very important. You have to keep at it even when you have little setbacks. So let me share with you. Here are 10 secrets to become a successful entrepreneur. Grab yourself a piece of paper so you can write these down. Now, number one, you have to think success at all times. You have to think success at all times. To attain the kind of success that you want, you need to dream big, as Richard Branson said. Every success story starts with big dreams. You need to have big dreams for yourself, which you want to be someone who's prosperous and fulfilled. You need to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, but it doesn't stop at dreaming alone, okay? You need to actively visualize success in your mind so that you can almost feel it or almost touch it and believe that it is indeed within your reach. I call it playing. You have to play this image back at every opportunity. What will you feel like? Just think about it. What would you feel like when you have achieved the $1 million mark? That's what you have to think about. How will your life change? Think about that for a moment. How would that feel? Because successful entrepreneurs possess an attitude of gratitude and faith that we can have whatever we desire by simply envisioning it in our minds as the first step on the path of action to acquiring whatever we desire. It's about visualization, seeing yourself in your mind's eye as having accomplished your dreams. Can you do that? If you want to be a successful writer, for example, this is something that I did. You have to envision yourself signing books for a lot of people who have lined up to have your autograph. Believe it or not, that's what got me through the rough times when I was writing my book. I just always imagined people standing in lines waiting to come to get a copy of my book. So you want to keep that in mind. If you want to be wealthy, picture yourself in luxurious surroundings with a large bank account. How would that make you feel? And the process of envisioning success for you should be a constant activity. That's what it means to have a prosperous mindset or entrepreneurial mindset. Now, as a success coach, I often share one of the secrets to success that I learned a long time ago from my wealth coach that helps me to continuously visualize my goals for the moment. Now, here's what you can do. Now, this is something that's pretty simple. Listen to this. When you're climbing stairs, now we climb stairs pretty often, right? And this is why this works. When you're climbing stairs, I want you to recite your goal with every step that you take. Yes. So when I wanted more wealth and prosperity, I would simply say, every time I took a step, I am attracting wealth and prosperity. I am attracting wealth and prosperity. And every step of the stairs, you say that. That's what I said. I'm attracting wealth and prosperity. And this simple technique will reinforce your goal and keep it fresh in your consciousness and fresh in your mind. Now, here's another thing that you have to do. You have to be passionate with what you do and what you want to do. Now, we usually start a business to change all parts of our lives, right? And this is what you need to focus on at all times, the change. To attain this change, you need to develop or uncover an intense personal passion to change the way things are and to live life to the fullest. Success comes easily when you love what it is you're doing. And why? It's because you will become more relentless in your pursuit of the goals around the things that you love to do. Let me tell you, if you dislike your job, for example, you dislike your job right now, do you think you'll ever be successful, totally successful at that job? Well, let me tell you, not in a million years. You may grind along and even become competent at the task at that job, but more than likely you will not be a great success at that job if you do not like what you're doing. Now, you will achieve peak performance and do what you have to do to succeed only if you're doing something that interests you or something that you care about. All right? So entrepreneurs who succeed do not mind the fact that they're putting in 15 or 18 hours a day to their business because they absolutely love what they do. Sometimes I actually say, there's a fine line between work and fun. So that's what being an entrepreneur and having that entrepreneurial mindset is all about. Now, entrepreneurial success can only be attained if you are passionate. I say even you have to be in love with what you do and in love with the tasks and the activities surrounding what you're doing. That's very important. Here's another secret. You have to focus on your strengths and stop worrying about what you don't know how to do. Let's face it, you cannot be everything to everybody. Each one of us has our own strengths and our weaknesses. To be effective, you need to identify your strengths and concentrate only on that. You will become more successful if you're able to channel your efforts to areas that you do best. You have to be willing to seek help or assistance also in areas that you're not good at. For me, I do not like accounting and bookkeeping. So I always hire someone to do that for me so I can concentrate on inspiring and motivating and coaching and helping people to get to a positive, prosperous place in their life. All right, so that's what I want you to do also. Here's another secret to developing that entrepreneurial mindset. Never consider the possibility of failure. Never consider the possibility of failure. As an entrepreneur, you need to fully believe in your goals and that you can indeed achieve them. I adopted the mindset that quitting is not an option. Quitting is just not an option. I may have some minor setbacks, but quitting is not an option. You have to create the mindset like billionaire Richard Branson said, and look for each failure as a learning experience to better your chances to reach ultimate success. So always develop that strong faith in your idea, your capabilities, and in yourself. You must believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have the ability to recognize and to fulfill your dreams. You can do it. The more you can develop faith in your ability to achieve your goals, the more rapidly you can attain them. And here's another secret. You have to plan for the success you desire. You have to plan. You have to have a vision and have enough faith in yourself to believe that you can achieve your vision. But do you know how to get to your vision? That's the thing that you have to always think about. How do I actually get to that vision? And that's what planning is all about. To achieve your vision, you have to concentrate on your goals and actually take the time to write them down so you can provide the stepping stones toward your ultimate vision. So put your goals in writing, because let me tell you, not doing so, not writing down those goals just makes them become what I call intangible fantasies. So when people don't have their goals and dreams written down, they're just fantasies. So you need to plan each day. Once you develop your plan, you need to plan each day in such a way that your every action contributes to the attainment of your goals, which is the attainment of your vision, which is the attainment of your dream. Let me tell you, intense goal orientation is the characteristic of every successful entrepreneur. Successful entrepreneurs have a vision and they know how to get there. They develop it in their plan. Now, your ability to set goals and make your plans for your accomplishment is the skill required, a main skill required to succeed. So I'm telling you, plan, 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 because without a definite plan, you will be headed down the road to misfortune. And you don't want that to happen. So here's another secret. You want to focus on working smart. Working smart. Listen to this. Every successful entrepreneur works hard. We all work hard. No one achieves success just by sitting and staring at the wall every single day, right? But you need to learn how to work smarter. Now, Jim Rohn, my mentor, he used to put it this way. You should work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And you do that through self-development. And then you can get to do some great things in life. If you want to achieve your most important goals, listen to this. Mr. Rohn always said that, in his opinion, it gets down to two simple words: easy and neglect. He said that the things he found to be easy to do, the average person found to be easy not to do. He found it easy to set the goals that could change his life. They found it easy not to. He found it easy to read the books that could affect his thinking and his ideas. Guess what? The people who are not successful and wealthy, they found it easy not to do it. He found it easy to attend the classes and seminars that would actually help him, and he found it easy to get around other success-minded people and successful people. And they said, hey, the other people who aren't successful, they often said that it probably wouldn't matter anyway. So they continued to hang around people who were not positive-minded people. And look at it. Yet he was the one that ended up becoming a millionaire in his 30s. Isn't that amazing? While the other people were still, he always said that they were still blaming the economy, blaming the government, blaming company policies, yet they neglected to do the basic and the easy things. So you don't want this to happen to you. Working smart will be easy if you have a vision, you have clear goals, and a passion for what you want to do. Just make sure and write those things down. Now here's something else, a major secret. You have to constantly look for ways to network. This is something that's important. In business, you're judged by the company you keep, from the management team, the board of directors, the strategic partners that you have. Businesses always need assistance. More so small businesses, you definitely need assistance. So maybe think about it. Maybe the lady you met in the trade association meeting can help you to secure funding, or the gentleman at a conference can provide you with management advice. You know, it's important to form alliances with people who can help you and whom you can help in return. That's something that's very important. To succeed in business, you need to possess good networking skills and always be alert to opportunities and to expand your contacts. That's something that's very important. But another major secret to developing that entrepreneurial mindset is you have to develop a willingness to learn. Yes, you have to be willing to learn. You don't need to be an MBA or have an MBA degree or hold a PhD degree, a graduate degree or anything like that to succeed in your own entrepreneurial endeavors. In fact, there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there who did not even finish college or anything like that. That is not a requirement. That's a great part. It is not a requirement to have some fancy degree to become a successful entrepreneur. In fact, study shows that there is a lot of self-made millionaires out there who are actually B and C students in high school. Can you believe that? However, those people still reach their full potentials and achieve their financial and personal goals in business because they were willing to learn. That's important. So to succeed, you must be willing to ask questions, remain curious, remain interested, and remain open to new knowledge. Also, you have to persevere and be diligent in spite of setbacks. That's something that's very important. No one said that the road to success is easy. Despite your good intentions and hard work, sometimes you will fail. And that's okay. Some successful entrepreneurs suffered great setbacks and resounding defeats, even bankruptcy, yet they managed to quickly stand up and pull themselves up to make it big in their fields. And that's what you want to concentrate on. Your courage to persist in the face of adversity and the ability to bounce back after a temporary disappointment will assure your entrepreneurial success. You must learn to pick yourself up and start all over again, because your persistence is the measure of the belief in yourself. Remember, if you persevere, nothing can stop you. So here's my last advice here when it comes to developing that entrepreneurial mindset. This one is very important. You have to discipline yourself. There's one quote out there that says, do what you should do when you should do it. That's something that's important. So whether you like it or not, do the things that you should do that you know is going to bring you success in your endeavors. Self-discipline is one of the major keys to success, and it's the big difference between those who succeed and those who fail in life. Because the strength of will to force yourself to pay the price of success, I'm telling you, it's self-discipline. It's doing what others don't like to do, and it's doing what others are not willing to do. So you have to set yourself apart and develop that self-discipline. You have to be willing to go the extra mile for what you truly desire. And I'm telling you, you can do this. We create a new tomorrow by what we dream today. I'm Dr. Amy, and we'll see you next time.